The FCC is now investigating last night's 911 outage that kept AT&T customers in our area from calling for help in an emergency. AT&T tweeted they were experiencing outages around 10 last night and said that outage was fixed within the hour, but there's no word on what caused it. The FCC's chairman announced the investigation today, calling access to 911 and emergency services essential for all Americans. So what do you do if something like this happens again? Brittany Martin joins us live with the answer that could mean the difference between life and death. Brittany.
Well, Tricia, the 911 center says some calls right here in Hamilton County couldn't go through, but they're not able to tell really how many. And today we took a closer look at some of the cell towers here in our community using the NewsChannel 9 Skycam. We never know when we'll need to call 911.
Hamilton County 911, what's the location of your emergency?
But last night, when AT&T's 911 service went down for a couple hours, Jay Monroe got worried.
It was a little bit unnerving.
He and his wife both have cell service with AT&T.
You don't think about that. You don't think about what happens if my 911 services don't work.
Diane Sewell did have to call 911 last night when her friend got sick and stopped talking. Sewell has a different cell phone carrier.
If we hadn't been able to get through, he could have died.
Either way, she's worried it could happen to anyone who depends on a cell phone.
People could die, I guess, if you look at it that way.
John Sturmer with the Hamilton County 911 Center says they can't control issues with a cell phone carrier.
We try to notify the citizens in Hamilton County that there is a problem, but we are at the will of the carrier and for them to get the problem resolved as quick as possible.
He says last night's outage is a very rare occurrence, but if it happens again, Sturmer says to be prepared. If 911 isn't working, call the county's non-emergency number. That goes straight to dispatchers.
It's important that people get and learn what their non-emergency number is for their law enforcement agency that they live in and program that into their phones.
And here is that non-emergency number again at the bottom of your screen, 622-0022. And even if you don't have service for a telephone landline at home, you can still plug it in and call 911. That's a requirement by the FCC. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Brittany Martin, News Channel 9.
Brittany, thank you. Some people in Hamilton County will have another way to contact 911. The county is getting ready to roll out an emergency texting service. John Sturmer says the new service will help the most when someone is hearing impaired and in situations when people can't talk if they're in danger.
Texting is not a priority on the phone switch. So texting is actually one of the lowest priorities in the phone switch. So if you text 911, you're not going to get guaranteed fast response as if you were calling 911.
That service will be available later this year.